Greetings, everybody, to another installment of Dave's Man Cave. So, what are we doing today? Well, first of all, we're fiddling with my damn camera. Get the angle right. Get it centered properly. Looks like it's straight. Straight-ish. Anyway, got another HK. Now, I ended up selling my the first HK that I bought. Yeah, I liked shooting it, but honestly, to me, it didn't actually shoot as well as my my PSA dagger. You know, it was nice. It's reliable. It's a good gun. It had pretty good ergonomics. I actually liked it really a lot. But then I went to shot it. When I shot at the range, it shot very well. It was a good gun, but I was just kind of like, sometimes you have it and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it just doesn't tickle you quite in the right place. I think I like the idea of it. I wanted to have a nice HK, but I think that particular model, I don't know. I could take it or leave it after a while. I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and sell that, get most of my money back, and then get something different. So I've got now a new VP9. I think I paid like $559 for it, brand new. But the place, I can't give the name or put a link because then YouTube's will come down on me and be like, hey, you're selling. Yeah, all right, whatever. If you want to know where it is, if you were to Google Georgia gun store in Gainesville, you'll find them. So what did I get? I got a bone stock VP9. Comes with two 17-round mags. It also comes with different back straps and side straps, and it comes with a mag loader. Now I use one of these mag lulas. They work a little bit better, but in a pinch, this will work. So let's see, that's what we've got in the box. We got the box, we got the documents, we got all the different grip panels. I'll play with those in a bit and see which one seems to fit my hand the nicest. But let's go over the specs and compare it to the closest thing I have, which is going to be the dagger. So let's see, let's put this off to the side for a moment. Drop the mag. Quick safety check. No bullets. Empty mags. Now, it does have a blade, doesn't use a 3-dot system, uses just the black V in the back. And it's not a night sight from what I can see, but it's a really bright sight. So in the daylight, that really pops and stands out. So unless you're shooting at a fluorescent green backdrop, you're gonna be able to pick that up. And even in low light conditions. I know people have got different thoughts on night sights. I'm kind of like, meh. If it's got them, great. If it's like the SIG light sights that are really good at night, but then also bright during the day, I'm fine with them. I'm usually not gonna go pay $150 extra for them. If they come on the gun, then great. If not, my mode of thought is, if it's too dark to see the sights and I need the night sights to tell where my gun is pointed, a couple things stand out to me on that. One, then it's also probably too dark to see the target anyway. And so it doesn't matter if I can see these dim little, lights in the dark. If I can't see what's beyond it, I can't see what I'm actually shooting at, it doesn't matter. Additionally, at most ranges, you're likely to have to defend yourself with a handgun. You're typically not using the sights much. You're kind of point shooting. And if a gun is designed ergonomically enough and it works with you and it points naturally, you should be able to put two, you may not be shooting groups like that at 8 yards, but you should be able to basically put your rounds right in the dead center, right in the center of mass relatively easily. This gun weighs, with an empty magazine, 25.6 ounces. So it's right in there. I guess this is going to be, instead of more of a Glock 19 equivalent, this is going to be more like a Glock 17. So let's go get, actually I'll check and see if it works in that holster. So we've got a PSA dagger, nothing in the chamber, do have a loaded magazine. Oh, I'm going to say something here. If I've commented on gun guys before, and if you go, hey, you're insulting gun guys, I'm a gun guy and I'm not like that, well then this doesn't apply to you. There are, however, a lot of gun guys that are just frickin' fuds. and they're socially inept and socially awkward, and they're just angry little people and probably more than just a little bit paranoid. I had some guy ranting because I can't believe you have a loaded magazine on the table. That's against YouTube policies. No, it isn't. If I went to the range, I'm going to have loaded guns and and loaded magazines and stuff like that. I pop it open and I see, okay, it's empty. The mag's over here. This gun is checked, cleared, and safe. And I think in one of the videos I said, now, because the only magazine I have here, and it was one that was, I think, smaller, and so to get my pinky on, I needed the pinky extension. So I wanted to show the ergonomics. I said, look, I'm going to insert this mag. However, I'm not going to rack the slide and chamber it. This gun is still safe. There's bullets here. There's nothing in there. They don't magically jump in there without a pronounced movement of racking the slide. And when you do that and you clear the weapon, you drop the trigger, it is inert. The fact that I put that on there just to say, see how that gives you the finger extension, and now, oh my God, that's so unsafe. No, it's not. And you're on the other side of a goddamn internet. There's no bullets going to come through your stupid iPhone. So just stop with that stuff. If you feel the need to comment on stupid things like that, just don't waste either of our time, because I'm just going to immediately delete your comment and block you. Constructive criticism, asking questions, do it all day. Anyway, so that's my PSA dagger. So if we say, okay, magazine for magazine, so it doesn't add any length. Let's see what the difference in size is. It's a tiny bit longer. It's really just a little taller in the handle. I don't think, yeah, I'll have to get a whatchamacallit, holster. Sometimes, you'll find that a holster might actually fit. So let's see, 17 rounds plus 1. I don't know if they sell extended magazines, but honestly, I'm just gonna use those. If I can't get the job done with 18 rounds per mag, and then I'm probably in way over my head anyway. It is a striker fired pistol. Does not have a decocker like the other one that I can see. No, nothing in there. I do like that it's got these little grippy things here. So I don't know if you would use that on the edge of something. You do have a 90-degree angle here. So if you put it against the edge of a door, edge of something, you would catch it on the pocket of your pants. Something if you had to rack the slide one-handed because your other hand was busy or tied up, incapacitated, whatever. I do like that they give you that. The new ones do have the optics ready. Those were $700 something. So for $550, I saved $200, and I'm not big on optics. I'll probably get one at some point, but for what I use the guns for, I'm just like, I don't need the extra expense, the bulk, the weight, and another potential failure point. So it is ambidextrous, not ambidextrous. It's ambidextrous is the correct terminology. As far as the slide release. So if you were a lefty and you wanted to drop the slide, you could do that on that side. The takedown lever is on this side, and I'm assuming it's going to be lock back, flip down, and then pull it off. Yeah, okay. And now you can get to everything to clean it. The spring, is it captive? Yes, so I don't have to worry about it flying off and taking out my monitor. Pulls out, clean it. Very, very simple. Very Glock-ish in that way. So good on them for not overcomplicating things, keeping a system that works. You've got metal frame rails, inserts in the front, and these in the back feel like plastic, but you've got the metal ones up front. It's an HK. What is there to say? I don't have any concerns about durability and reliability when it comes to a Heckler & Koch pistol. Heckler & Koch or Heckler & Koch? I don't know, you just got cock on the mind. Take it easy, Cameron. So ergonomics, I will say, are spot on. I may play with the different back straps and things like that, but honestly, I like the way my hand just wraps around that, get a nice full grip on it. It's not too heavy. It's just like an ounce or two heavier, I think, than a Glock 19. It's right in there. Trigger pull. Real nice trigger pull. Pretty short reset. That is a light trigger. All right, no magazine. Safety check again for the thuds. The dagger, yeah, the dagger's got more creep in it. and it's a little bit firm, although it's still better than a Glock trigger. Ooh, that is a really nice trigger pull. Reset's not real short, but as soon as you pull it up, there's like, you just take it right up to that wall, and it's super light, very crisp. Oh, that's gonna be a joy to shoot, I think. Let's see, sights are not really adjustable other than drift, certainly no elevation. It's a pretty beefy sight. That is metal too, so that thing will take a bit of a beating. This is a nice gun. Some people aren't gonna like the H&K mag release, you know, and I would say that's probably the only drawback, is it uses that more European style mag release that explosively shoots out an empty mag, so that's good. Comes out nice and quick. You know, most people are going to be like, oh, you know, it's just your muscle memory. You just go to that button. But here, you know, sometimes you might hit the button. And actually on this pistol, it's a little bit of a reach. Even with my hands that are pretty decent, this gun's fairly, it's fun and ergonomic. It feels great. But you look at, like, I'm almost to like the tip of my thumb to even hit that thing there. Whereas here you got a really nice high, and I don't know. It is an extra movement in that you have to shift your grip a little bit, as opposed to just doing that without really shifting your grip. You just move your thumb. So there is that, but it works really well. And again, goes back to that whole ambidextrous. So if you are a lefty, you have your slide control here. The only thing that's, you know, righty only is the takedown lever. And at that point, that's not a problem. It's not, you could be holding the gun differently. You're not shooting it. So that doesn't affect you being a lefty. Here, you've got an ambidextrous mag release, and you've got the ambidextrous slide release. So slide lock, if people that prefer it that way. You got forward cocking serrations. They're nice. They're not overly aggressive, but they get definitely good grip. But then this little piece in the back here that's flared out is great. I mean, so if you're a person with a weaker offhand, maybe you're a female shooter, something like that, just having that little bit of extra of those nubbins really just kind of gives you that, boom, grab it. So I think I'm gonna like this one a lot. The guide rod is metal. Yeah, guide rod's metal. It's an HK. What's there really to say? You're not gonna find anything bad about an HK, other than personal preferences for maybe people who don't like the ergonomics, or they'd rather have, you know, something else. But I'm gonna go take it apart and look at the different inserts here and see if either of these feel better. But honestly, I like to keep it as slim as possible, because this, you know, if I was going to carry this gun, this is on the big side. Could I carry it? Of course, people carry big guns, but I tend to carry smaller pistols on a daily basis on my Kimber Solo 9. I like it. I like it a lot. In a lot of ways, it feels like a Canik, the TP9 SA or something like that, or the SAR 9. I mean, it's clear what those those Turkish-made guns, it's clear what they were gunning for, right? They were looking at the VP9, very similar shape. It almost looks like a clone. You know, and you could probably save a few bucks, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with a Canik. Caniks are really excellent guns, although they seem to be aware of it now because their prices are really creeping up. But 550 bucks brand new from a dealer for a VP9, what's not to like? That's going to be a great pistol. This is one that I do think I will end up keeping for a while. Yeah. So anyway, oh, and this is a tabletop review, so don't sit there complaining. You didn't even shoot the gun. Read the title. It says tabletop review and unboxing, not range review. I will say, you know, the one thing I would wish that they had a decocker. I wish that there was something on here that you could use to decock it. You've got that striker out there in red to see that, okay, that's cocked, and it goes away, but it's not tactile. I would say it would be great, because I think the Canik has a button on top, and I think they copied it from one of the Walthers, like the P99 or something, that you could decock the striker. I can live without that. What I would like is if that firing pin piece stuck out further, because it's one thing if it's lit, you can see it, but it'd be another thing that in the dark or without having to look at it, you could just feel that nubbin sticking out, and you knew, okay, it is racked and ready to go. So you have a loaded chamber indicator, but to me, it's largely useless unless you have the time and luxury and the lighting to actually look in and see that red dot. That's my only critique here, is they could have just made that a little bit longer. Not sure why they didn't. But overall, it's a really nice gun. If you want to change out the back strap, it's real easy. Just drive that pin out and then go ahead and insert. This will come off, and then you can put in different side plates, and you can mix and match and get it to where it just really fits your hand. You got, all in all, you got 3 back spaces and 3 sets of side plates. So I like those. I like that in a gun, where you can buy one gun and then you can really tailor it to your preference. So I actually kind of like it there. I might like it a little bit bigger. The one thing is, if you're too close, you almost want it to be back just a little bit, because then your finger has a tendency to go really deep in. And then when you pull the trigger, you tend to push it to one side. You almost want it to be like right in the middle of, at least that's where my finger, I tend to not pull it this way. If it's too far in, then you tend to pull it this way. If it's too far away and you're on the tip, when you pull, you end up pushing the gun that way. So here I feel like I might want to move that back a little bit so my finger's not all bunched up in there, because I do have not super large hands, but large enough. But that's the new that's the new-ish VP9. I guess the newer one has the optics ready, but didn't want to pay $200 extra just for that. So there you have it. Compares, I think, very well size-wise and stuff, weight-wise. It feels a little bit heavier, but not, honestly. Yeah, it's a couple ounces heavier than the dagger. The dagger's really nice. I like this one a lot for the price, but I don't think over time that's going to be anywhere near as durable as something like a Glock or an HK or a SIG. We'll see. These do get good reviews, and I've had good luck with it so far, but my use has been limited. Anyway, that's all I can think of to say on this for now. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing with back straps, and we'll get a range review of that sometime soon. We'll talk to everybody later.